Yo, what's good? So James Wiseman just got signed to the Indiana Pacers, and I love this move. Absolutely love this move. I want to dive into that in this video. I want to give you three main reasons why y'all should be optimistic. Now, I know this is the NBA and this is a new media cycle era of NBA basketball where you want what's new, you want what's quick, you want that new flashy thing and things that take more than a year or two to develop, maybe three or four, you just rather just throw it out and look for the next thing. But let's be 100% clear. James Wiseman is still more talented than number two pick Alex Sarr, right? Has far more upside than Alex Sarr has, right? And he was a number two pick that all of y'all are excited about. The difference is that Wiseman is 4 years into the NBA, has developed his body more, experienced different systems and different looks, and has had the ability to adjust his game to a degree, but he hasn't found the right fit. The reality was in Detroit, he was never going to be able to supplant Jalen Duren, who was younger, who they had drafted high in their draft, and they were fully committed to. So he was never going to have that type of an opportunity. But in Indiana, the place where they don't get that lottery guy, where they don't get that top number two type of a pick, right? They probably haven't had an extreme elite talent since they drafted Paul George. Benedict Mathurin is nice, but they're hoping he could be Victor Oladipo, not Paul George, right? And so all that's to say is that I think that this could be a great fit for them. The first reason is because their system is literally everything James Wiseman and his camp has been asking for from the moment he came to the NBA. This is the exact type of system that was built for him. Up and down, high pace, great point guard play for pick and rolls, pick and pops, guards who will be pass first, looking to find him running in transition, and a simplified set of reads that allow him to play to his instincts and maximize his physical tools. Something that he dealt with in Golden State was as soon as he got there, Steve Kerr basically said, not only are we not going to change our system for you, but I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to change this thing. I didn't build it. This is what another coach put in that I brought in. I'm just kind of managing things here. Don't ask me to do things I can't do. Right? We're not going to run pick and rolls. We're not going to run any ISOs. We're not going to run any dump downs. We're not going to do any of the things that you already thrive in coming out of the University of Memphis. Right? And that was a shock for him. Not to mention dealing with the early injuries, you're adjusting to a grown man's version of play. He was essentially went from high school Brandon Jennings and dumped into international play. It's extremely hard to adjust your game to that level of IQ play. And when you're playing amongst a bunch of guys who are Hall of Famers and champions, they really don't have a lot of incentive to include you. Now, they did when they could, but there was no real incentive to allow him to work through his growing pains. And then he gets to Detroit. He gets to Detroit, a team that was in upheaval, constant upheaval, seemingly. Three different coaches over the past 4 years, right? Now, three different systems. It's for a young player, that's another nightmare situation to be in because one thing that young players need to develop, especially players that are a little bit raw, is they need consistency. They need stability. They need the ability to know what to expect and to normalize those expectations so they can adjust their game within them. But when you don't have that, it becomes another impediment. Now, James Wiseman is in Indiana, a system that is solidified. One of the best coaches, probably of all time. He's a Hall of Fame coach, Rick Carlisle, who has been extremely explorative, who is open to trying new things, who's great with his X's and O's and maximizing young, talented players. He made Isaiah Jackson, a 6'9" athletic, skinny center, look great in the playoffs. Right? Jalen Smith, who was dumped for nothing from the Phoenix Suns, right, who they had given up on, looked great in that system, right? Miles Turner looks great in that system. And this is point number two. He has a great image of exactly what they want him to be, playing right in front of him, Miles Turner. He is a thinner, shot blocking center who excels in getting out in transition, being able to knock down, pick and pop jump shots, and then finish lobs at the rim. He could use his length to be able to finish around the rim, but they're really not looking for him to post up as much as they are to look to use his floor stretching ability and ability to roll to the rim. That's everything that James Wiseman is. Even if Wiseman offers a little bit more offensively, he can at least look at something as a prototype. He can look at highlights of what Miles Turner is doing and saying, oh, I can do that. I can do that. But the difference is I'm not 6'11" with a 7'4" wingspan. I'm 7'1" with the 7'6", 7'7" wingspan and far better touch around the rim where I can get post ups. I can get little dump offs and give you a jump hook. I can give you a little up and under. I can even take you off the bounce a little bit. He has far more of an offensive, a versatile game, but the bare minimum of what he does, he has a perfect veteran example of. The other reason that I wanted to point out, which is kind of two and three, right, is they have amazing point guard play between Tyrese Halliburton, Andrew Nembhard, and TJ McConnell. They have three high level, high IQ point guards that are pass first guards who are going to be looking for him rolling to the basket. With all the shooters that they have around there, Aaron Neesmith or Miles Turner, or let's say they got Obi Toppin out there, or whoever else that they're rolling out there at the forward positions, Pascal Siakam, or if it's even Tyrese Halliburton and Andrew Nembhard, who are excellent floor spacers, you're going to have a wide open court. And his ability to flash down the middle and to be really big or to play big, which he shows a remarkable ability to do because some guys are big but play small. He's 7'1" and knows how to stay big, keeping those arms out, hands ready, ready to catch the ball and finish around the rim. And his ability to do so is going to open things up for those shooters. Because the moment that they try to press up on the shooters, all of a sudden now you have James Wiseman all by himself right in the middle of the paint, giving you a short jump hook, giving you a nice low turnaround jumper, giving you a nice low up and under or one crab dribble, and now he's at the rim. And these are things that he's going to be able to do in spades coming off the bench. But reason number three, that's probably the biggest reason, is they actually need him. He's needed. He's not at the Golden State Warriors where they're like kicking the can down the road and like, hey, hopefully you develop sometime later. We'll send you to the G League and cross our fingers, hope for the best. It's not like Detroit where, hey, we're in a crapshoot of a season. Things are looking bad and we're just going to see how things go. No, the Indiana Pacers actually need him to be at his best. You know why? Because last year in the playoffs, they got to avoid Big Mitch Robinson from the New York Knicks. They got to avoid Julius Randle. They got to avoid Joel Embiid. They got to avoid Brooke Lopez and Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis. Right? They got to avoid a lot of the size and the girth that is now coming about in the NBA and the Eastern Conference, right? He didn't have to face the Charlotte Hornets and Mark Williams, who's at 7'1", 7'2", right, with the 7'7" wingspan. Like there's size again in the league, not to mention what's out west. And so they need somebody who can come in behind Miles Turner, right? Whether Miles Turner is injured or hurt, whether you need to rest him, whether he gets into foul trouble. You need something bigger than 6'9" Isaiah Jackson, right? Or a slim 6'10" wiry Obi Toppin. That's not who you want as a backup center long term. And James Wiseman becomes a perfect backup for Miles Turner. Now, I think when you look at all these different factors, all these different things are actually set up for Wiseman's success. And I think it's the first time in his career he's been in a situation that is set up for his success. Note the stability of the coaching, of the front office, of the organization, of the team structure, the pecking order, the style of play. He has every opportunity. The only thing is, knock on wood, health. If he can stay healthy, I'm anticipating a great year for him. He should at least be somewhere around 10 to 12 points, 6 to 8 rebounds off the bench, 1 to 2 blocks on really efficient shooting. And I wouldn't be shocked if we start seeing him take a little pick and pop knockdown three at the top of the key. But as always, I want to know what you all think. Get at me in the comment section. Start off with liking this video. Hit the subscribe button. Smash the bell for notifications. You know the drill. And definitely share this video in your group chats. Chop it up if you're a Pacers fans with all your boys and all your friends. And get at me in the comment section. We'll chop it up there. Peace.